Minecraft Earth, potentially one of the most interesting mobile games to be released in this last decade. It was previously awarded Best VR/AR Game, and had been listed as one of the greatest inventions back in 2019. It's at least critically acclaimed that Minecraft Earth was popular amongst players across the entire world, which makes sense considering the game franchise, which is mainly due to the continuously rising popularity of Minecraft as a whole. The real question is, what happened to this game? What was the game all about? What made it original? And the biggest question of all, why was it cancelled so abruptly? That's what we're going to be talking about in this video, so please sit back, relax, and enjoy. If you don't know what Minecraft Earth is or what the game is about, then let me briefly explain. Minecraft Earth can easily be seen as a Minecraft variant to Pokemon Go. Although there are many differences, they're practically comparable. To start off with, we're introduced to this Minecraft looking map of the world, and tappables pop up all over the map. Tappables are basically the Pokemon for this game. They must be in a certain radius to be collected, and when tapping on them, random items are gained from each tappable and stored in your inventory, similar to how it works in Minecraft. There are 11 different variants of tappables: chest, grass, pond, stone, and with the animals, chicken, cow, pig, sheep, and the tree variants being birch, oak, and spruce. Each tappable comes with their own unique item variants. There are too many to list in terms of which items, blocks, or mobs come from each tappable, but each tappable allows you to assume what you could potentially gain when collecting. While collecting items in Minecraft Earth, you will notice that every single item is sorted by rarity: common, uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary. This system is fairly obvious to understand. Each item is ranked at a certain rarity to allow players to figure out whether an item is as rare as they think it is. Along with the tappables were also the adventures, which were originally scattered across the map only to be found mainly in large public areas that you could play adventures in. The adventures would usually range in difficulty, even requiring some puzzle solving to get certain adventures done. Once complete, you'll have to track down the adventure chest, and depending on the rarity of the adventure, depends on how good of rewards you get once opening the chest. Adventures would later be changed to suit those stuck in lockdown, which is another thing that we will talk about later. Moving on, we're going to be taking a look at all the sections featured at the bottom bar of the game. Starting from the very left is the inventory, which is pretty self-explanatory, as it stores all collected items in the form of a chest as the icon. Next is the build plates, which was another selling point to the game itself. Build plates are used for creating practically anything using the blocks and items collected, giving items more of a use rather than the items collecting dust in the inventory. Next is the make stuff section, which again is pretty self-explanatory. It's used to craft and smelt items to create new things to use and collect. This could go from construction and nature to equipment and items. Continuing on is the section which is represented as a sign, which upon tapping the icon brings up a menu for multiple different options. The first option that can be seen is the code scan icon, which is shown in the form of an end portal frame with an Eve Ender inside. This is used for scanning codes for special events created for Minecraft Earth, such as the Jolly Llama event, which we will talk about later. Next is the Join Friend option, which is represented as 2 players, noticeably shown as the default Minecraft skins Steve and Alex collaborating on a build plate. This option was used to collaborate on builds or just to play through a friend's existing build plate. Next to that is the Challenges icon, which is shown as a blue book with a trophy on the front cover. This was used to complete quests and earn XP to level up your player to earn new exclusive build plates to access. And lastly is the Settings icon, which is shown as 2 levers which allows you to adjust in-game preferences. Continuing on, for the last icon in the bottom row, we have the Store, which can be accessed to buy and spend rubies, which is the currency for the game. The rubies are used to purchase build plates and boosts, which will also be talked about later on. Lastly, at the top of the screen, the player profile can be seen, which allows users to check their stats and customize their avatar. Over time, the options to choose from during gameplay will be updated and moved around, along with many new features being added along the way. But I feel you've probably got a good idea about the basis of the game and what the aim was supposed to be. Now that we understand how the game plays, we'll be going over every notable update and event that had been introduced to the game over its very short lifespan, and then eventually discussing why the game suffered the unfortunate fate that it did upon the announcement of its discontinuation. So put on your armor and grab your pickaxes, we're going mining. There's only ever been one pop-up event officially created for promoting Minecraft Earth. This event had happened around when the Jolly Llama was introduced and allowed anyone who attended, and also those who had the game, to play an exclusive adventure featuring mobs such as the Muddy Pig, Moo Bloom, Horned Sheep, and of course the Jolly Llama itself. These events were spread out across the world, specifically in London, Sydney, and New York. The events weren't major, but featured 3 statues of mobs from the game: the Muddy Pig, the Moo Bloom, and yes, you guessed it, the Jolly Llama. Fortunately for myself, I managed to make it to the Sydney event, and upon making it there was given a special lanyard and t-shirt that the event organisers wore as well. Lucky for me, I still have these to this day and will never forget that day. Boosts were introduced in February of 2020 and would give you special advantages depending on what boost you were using. Some examples would be a radius boost that extends the distance you can collect tappables from, or a hoarding boost, which allows you to keep your backpack if you manage to die during an adventure. Along with the digital adaptation of boosts, the boosts were also sold as real figures, which were produced by Mattel. You could find these figures practically anywhere, and there are still some places that sell the boosts as of uploading this video. When the lockdown finally kicked in, many people were forced to stay in their homes and advised not to leave unless otherwise. Fortunately for the Minecraft Earth devs, they had a solution to this problem. Seeing as Minecraft Earth required players to go outside to fully experience the entire game, their alternative was to add adventure crystals, which would allow users to play adventures in their own home, rather than going out and finding adventures to play in a random area. Adventure crystals would range from the same rarities as items, being progressively harder depending on which crystal you choose to play an adventure on. From this point onwards, adventures could only be accessed through adventure crystals and could not be found generating randomly on the map anymore. Season challenges were a new way to get players to continue playing the game more often. Each season would require users to complete specific quests for rewards in return. Each season would be created to fit for certain months such as Halloween and Christmas in October and December. Exclusive clothing came from these season challenges, which could be used to customize your avatar. Basically speaking, if you managed to miss out on any clothing from specific seasons, you would never be able to come across them again, making the clothing from Minecraft Earth season challenges some of the rarest items in the Minecraft marketplace. The player journal was the latest way to keep track of the items you're collecting. Rather than scrolling through your inventory hoping you had collected everything, all you needed to do now was check your player journal to see what you were missing. During Minecraft Live in 2020, it was announced that another mob vote would take place during the live stream, and 2 out of the 3 of these mobs would be taken straight from Minecraft Earth, the Moobloom and the Glow Squid, the third one being a brand new mob called the Iceologer. In the end, the Glow Squid won due to some alleged tampering on a specific person's end. Dream. Sorry, I don't know what happened there. But fortunately for myself, I was hoping for the Glow Squid to win anyway, so I'm not complaining. Moving on from mob vote, it would also be announced that Steve and Alex were going to be playable fighters in the all-time favourite fighting game Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as DLC. For one thing, it was great to see Minecraft getting a rep in the game itself, but it was also another to include a track based specifically around Minecraft Earth. Take a listen. was more of a minor addition, alongside some tracks from Minecraft Dungeons and the Minecraft minigames from older console versions. But regardless, it's nice to see that even after the discontinuation of Minecraft Earth, that it continues to live on in one of the biggest collaborative projects in video game history. Well, that was a pretty sad and anticlimactic farewell to the game. Now is about time where we discuss why this game may have failed and which factors that could go into the reasoning behind this. We're going to go over each reason and discuss how it may have contributed to the deletion of the game. Number 1. Lack of publicity. Although this game may have taken all the right steps towards the release of the game, the bulk of the time it would go unheard of and became more of a lesser known aspect of the Minecraft franchise. Although events were held in relation to Minecraft Earth, they were limited to fairly unknown places, such as the Apple Developers Conference, Jolly Llama PopUp Events only being in 3 locations across the world, and the Minecraft Live events, which were usually only watched by extreme Minecraft fans. Yes, Minecraft Earth did get a decent amount of merchandise, but many people who would see the items would just assume it's another addition to the countless already seen Minecraft merchandise out there, not knowing it's from a completely different variant of Minecraft altogether. What's even weirder to mention is that merchandise for Minecraft Earth was still being released after the official announcement of the discontinuation, making this more of a mess up than it already was. Number 2. The original reveal trailer was perceived to be misleading. Many people were led to believe that the original trailer was hinting that Minecraft Earth would be an open world game where people could set up their builds in random places across the world and then let others who managed to come across it to contribute. But when the game was released, it was shown that your own builds could only be accessed personally and that you could only invite friends to help build. Even then, you couldn't place a build plate anywhere in the world and let passers-by contribute on it themselves, which was the main aspect that people were looking forward to. This is one of the reasons that drove people away from playing the game in the beginning. Number 3. New additions got very overwhelming and very meaningless. I remember when I played the game, I was very happy with all the new mob variants we were getting, but I was also overwhelmed by the fact that some of the mobs in the game were available for limited times, and the fact that some were just really hard to come by. Even then, with the introduction of season challenges, I personally had no interest in playing through them. I just didn't see a reason to want to collect the rare exclusive clothing, especially considering that I'd rarely used the avatar creator in the first place, despite it being a cool addition. Even then, many people blamed it on microtransactions, but even for a major fan such as myself, I never got around to spending money on the game itself. As for me, the rubies were easy to obtain, and I didn't really see a need in spending rubies on build plates or boosts, when I could just get the bulk of the items I needed for free in-game. Number 4. The development team, along with the rest of the world, was affected by the pandemic. Because of this, the team was forced into decreasing rarity rates of items and collectibles, meaning things would be a lot easier to get a hold of, making the game overall very easy, leaving no point to playing a game with no challenges. The only good addition that came from the game transitioning due to the lockdown was the fact that you could spawn your adventures using the adventure crystals, But besides that, there really was no point playing Minecraft Earth during lockdown if all the collectibles were easy to obtain. Needless to say, Minecraft Earth was just released during a very unfortunate time. Number 5. Lastly, this is something that I can somewhat agree with. The game simply got boring. There really is no explanation for this. The game just suddenly felt really boring and caused a lot of people to forget they even had the game on their phones, which is what happened to me at one point. Looking back now, Minecraft Earth was a real mix of great potential, but unfortunately, due to the worst circumstances, ultimately forced the game into failure. Although some aspects of the game continue to live on in other parts of the world, such as other games and real-world items, it is really a shame to see an amazing game finally go to rest. Maybe one day, if the team manages to pick up the idea again, Minecraft Earth could be re-released with a full reset, allowing players to start from the beginning again, and hopefully they will re-evaluate their mistakes and place them into the newer version. But only time will tell. Hello everyone, and thank you all so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and also let me know down in the comments. For those who missed the game especially, I've decided to include a special downloadable papercraft that you can print out using the link in the description. I recommend using A3 paper, but whatever you prefer works. Again, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys all in the next video.